My name is Malcolm Buchanan Dick. I'm an artist who uses digital media, and I combine physical sculptures with interaction and projection. The theme, really, Liquid Life, it was about the way we relate to water, really, and how we use it. We use it to play in, we use it to defecate in, we do all sorts of stuff with it, really. And it was just looking at that relationship in a playful way. The actual structure was almost more important than the content. The content just sort of supplied the structure with what it needed to interact with people and to get people involved, really. And I became, initially, the content wasn't as important as the structure, but actually it became more and more important as I got involved with the people that helped me produce it, Plymouth Marine Laboratory and the Synchronised Swimmers in Brighton. I mean, I do find it interesting that as much as what I project is what I project onto, and I don't see the point of projecting onto flat surfaces, white flat surfaces. I mean, just would be an ordinary screen. So I get excited about projecting onto things like power stations and water and people or whatever. Really, that's one thing I'm quite excited about. The opportunity to project on the sea and the sand, and how the sea being in and sand showing, or the sea being out and the sand showing, or the sea being in, and the colour of the water, the weed, and all these things that would exist in the sea. And of course the colour of the sea would be affected by the plankton and the time of year, and all this would affect the projection. You might go along one day and see a really clear image, and the next day not. It would be intermingled with other things, and I like the idea that it would change depending on how when you went to see it. It's difficult sometimes to stand back from your work. I mean, you become quite manic and quite involved, and it's very difficult to tell what the public's reaction is. I sort of got a general sense that they were really quite engaged and enjoyed it. But I mean, I really enjoy creating interactive. I mean, it's really important for me that the pieces interact with the viewer and that they have some control and even some creative input into the art piece itself. So it's important to me, but in some senses, it's sometimes difficult to gauge. The projection in the gallery was a slight aside, but the content, I just didn't. There was a nice long sweep, and I just felt that I wanted to use that, and it would be wrong for me not to create a piece which used that lovely wall. And the content was really about the sea and about Ramsgate. So it did actually apply, and it also gave me ideas for the future about maybe, why does this projection into the water have to stay still, and why does it have to be at one point? It could move, or you could have a projection that circled round that pool that I used in Ramsgate would be quite interesting. And I'm really interested. I've used projection before that actually moved. So my work is about what you project on and how you project and whether the projector moves, and all these sort of things interest me. It's great that people felt that it was sensual and there was a lot of atmosphere, and it's just exactly because I'm dyslexic and my relationship to computers is a struggle to. I mean, they do all sorts of things for me. They give me potential, they give me the ability to control things, but they don't give me essential relationship. So my work has always been about combining the sensuality of sculpture and of touch and of all sorts of things, and combining that with the sort of clinical, and I suppose it's clinical and ordered world of computers, really. I can see a piece being produced that will exist in Ramsgate or Margate, projecting into the sea, because I think it has so much potential and it's exciting, and I can just see people relating to it, interacting with it, and I would just love to see it exist. So the very end stage of this would be to produce a sculpture living next to the sea and projecting to the water.